Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Oscar vs. Trevor here, joined by Thomas as always. And we are talking about Little Mermaid, directed by Rob Marshall. Am I right?
Yes, I think you are. Yeah. I mean, not that it matters, of course. These are all no disrespect. Good old Rob. But he's not exactly bringing much to the directorial, he's not bringing much directorial vision for this film, is he? Let's be honest.
Okay. So just before we get into this is a late review.
This
Okay.
is one of them.
This is we got the normal understanding. We have the normal reviews where we're both awake, and then we have the late ones where it's 2 a.m. for Thomas, and I've had a day. So we got a late review today. So expect hijinks to ensue. Yeah, so The Little Mermaid. Listen, I don't have that much to say because Halle Bailey, good. Everything else. See, I'm voiceless like
Oh, sorry. I mean, if you're going to do a joke, you need to at least voice that you're going to do a joke. You can't just expect me to understand that. But yes, this film is weak. I judge a lot of Disney live-action remakes by do they warrant their existence? And for me, this one didn't. Like, I guess, yeah, I agree. Halle Bailey is good. She brings good vocals to it. All the songs are decently sung. Are decently sung for the most part.
I would say
If they're
more than
sung by,
decently. I would say
if
okay.
they're
All the
no,
Halle
no,
Bailey
if they're
ones,
sung by Halle Bailey, yes.
yes. All the ones that are
clarify
sung by Halle Bailey are good. The other ones are a bit rough.
Yes.
Under the Sea, was a bit rough. The
Yeah.
Lin-Manuel Miranda song was a little bit rough.
Yeah,
But
I'll be honest, I haven't seen the original since I was about 5. And all I really remember from it is Under the Sea. So let's believe that was the only element in this film I was actually looking forward to seeing. And it underwhelmed me. It was just such a bland take on such a fun song. There is a lot wrong with this film. It's so overly padded. It's like 50 minutes longer than the original, and it adds literally nothing. I don't know where those 50 minutes gone. Can I have those 50 minutes back, please?
Went. I didn't feel like I gained anything extra from the narrative. Like I genuinely
I don't know where they went. And like you got Ursula played by Melissa McCarthy. That's fine, I guess, but she's not.
Okay, I'm sorry that Ursula should have been portrayed by a drag queen, and I will stand by this. That would have been so good.
That would have been
that
fun.
was the roots of the character, and I think a drag queen would have just like owned that.
Yes, but as it stands, it's sort of just like, yeah, you're exactly what I expected you to be, and nothing more. And that's a problem. Like she doesn't have much screen presence really in this film. So
no, it's just like weird to play it. Like all of the animal designs are just
ugly,
a little bad. Like I'm sorry, they don't work. I wasn't entirely into the voice performances from them. Like genuinely, the only thing that works is when Halle Bailey is on screen and doing her thing.
Yeah, and I mean, because the guy who plays Eric, I don't know the name, but he's quite bland. He lacks sort of screen presence.
A bit pasty.
A bit pasty, indeed. Yeah, but he sort of just lacks
like rice.
This, like rice. Did you say? Yes, yeah. This is already descended into threats.
Okay, but that's getting cut. We need to make a Patreon. So that people can see the full cuts of the unhinged reviews.
Yes, indeed. I don't know why when you said Patreon, my mind immediately went to feet, which was like, because in this film, it spent a lot of time focusing on Ariel's feet, which I found in the theatre quite uncomfortable. Like, this show is like genuinely about 10 seconds long, and I was like, can we cut this?
I'm not fast that you thought that Patreon meant feet.
Set the same as OnlyFans, isn't it? You know, that's the only reason people sign up to Patreon.
Though, like that's just straight up false. That's just objectively incorrect.
Close enough, I say. What were we talking about?
Fucking The Little Mermaid.
Yeah, obviously I know that. Which specific element were we on? What is there to talk about this film? This is the problem with this film. It's so bland. There is nothing to talk about. It is literally a carbon copy of the original with some elements added, but we don't really know what those elements are because they're so pointless and add nothing to the overall plot.
Yeah. It's really a nothing burger of a film. again, genuinely aside from Halle Bailey's performance, because like Halle Bailey, I do think has a really good screen presence. Like she brings a great physicality to the role.
Yep,
I mean, her voice just like
exactly.
I genuinely think that her vocal performances of these songs are better than the animated film. Like she can
Yeah.
sing.
Yeah, I was worried as well.
Well,
Based on the trailer, it looked like they were going to do this sort of darker version of Little Mermaid, where everything around it dark. The film isn't actually like that. It is quite
yeah.
colourful. It is quite the underwater stuff is well realized and quite pretty to look at.
Yeah, no, it's involved. Like the VFX are done well. It's like quite
Yeah.
vibrant. Some of the animals are rough, like the specific creature designs,
Mhm.
but the
Yeah.
general like the I guess like atmospheric, like the world building of like the VFX, I think is done quite well. Um, and yeah, I just it's Halle Bailey. Like you're going to see this movie for Halle Bailey. I mean, Halle like as far as
Yes.
it watching an actress, you know, in like a mermaid tail like talk to tennis balls for 2 hours, like she does what she can. Um, and then you know when she's given the chance to like actually act, she does great. When she sings, like stunning. So I don't I don't know what else we really wanted from her. Like she was pretty incredible. There
No,
just
I mean
needed
the
to be
character is pretty one-dimensional,
well, yeah,
but she brings everything to it. She does what
yeah.
she can to
She
elevate
does
it.
she does everything that you want from a Ariel live action performance. Like there's no one that could have done this better, I
No,
think.
Javier Bardem, on the other hand,
Javier Bardem, on the other hand, listen,
yeah,
he got his bag. He got his paycheck
yeah,
and
but
left nothing in behind.
he's really just I can't tell if he's phoning us in or just badly acting. I
I mean,
think he's
listen, he
just
did Lyle
badly
Lyle
acting.
Crocodile, like he did like the
Yeah, he's in his money making phase. The money from No Country for Old Men is
he
running
got he
dry.
got
He needs it back.
he got his Oscar nomination for Being the Ricardos somehow,
Oh, he did,
and
yeah, yeah,
you know now he's just chilling. It's like you know
pretty
fair
much.
play, I guess. Just yeah, to try a little bit. I don't know.
You could just try a list, but you are a paid actor. He was probably paid extortionate amount to star in this film.
Yeah, but no, I mean it's Halle again. It's Halle Bailey. You just you know you probably could have gotten probably about the same thing by just having her do an album and record the Little Mermaid
Yeah.
songs, which would have been great. Or also just having her sing in general, or you know, which again I don't want to discredit. Like her performance, I do think is good in general.
Yes.
Let's talk about awards.
Yes, let's talk about awards. This is why we're here. What Oscar buzz does this film have?
Okay, here's the Oscar buzz. VFX is like a stretch.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of VFX.
It's a
And
lot of VFX.
some of it is quite ropey. And
Yeah.
oftentimes they don't go for the things with major visual effects if there are ropey elements. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think there was also a lot of controversy behind designs of like Flounder and Sebastian. I think
Yeah,
Sebastian's
like it
worse
could
designed than
maybe
Flounder.
make the short list. I don't know
It
if
can
it's
maybe make
a
the shortlist.
nomination. Like
Yeah.
it might get like location. I can't remember, but like with the Visual Effects Society, like they have some for like creating a location or
Yeah.
environment. It's like environment VFX.
Yeah.
Like it might get that nomination, but like I maybe have the Oscar. It's a stretch. I think maybe original song. They love Lin-Manuel Miranda. They'll eat his food. Like he did. I think like Scuttlebutt. That might get I don't know.
I don't know. That song's also gotten a bit of controversy. People don't really like it.
Yeah,
So
but like there's a couple other original songs. I think there's like an Eric
yeah.
song that wasn't. I know
Mm,
it's a contender for original song. We'll see what Disney decides to push and submit. I think the only other thing is like costumes because they are done by Colleen
mm.
Atwood, four-time winner, Chicago, Memoirs of a Geisha, Alice in Wonderland, Fantastic Beasts. She's been nominated like 12 times or something like that. Like it's insane. She's one of the legends in costume designing. She gets nominated a lot.
And they're not bad, the costumes either. Like they're
No, like
decent for what they are.
they could happen. These Disney live action remakes can get costume. It'd be weird if it like got a lone costume nom. I feel like song might come along
Yeah.
with it then. But it's possible. It's possible. I mean, again, it wouldn't be completely undeserving. And like she got nominations for like Snow White and the Huntsman. Obviously, she won for Alice in Wonderland, Into the Woods. So like she's gotten in for these types of things before. And it's kind of like you know, like Miss Harris Goes to Paris. I called that very early in costumes last year, purely because of the costume designer. And I kind of want to do the same thing here. Like, I might consider putting it in R5. Genuinely, The Little Mermaid.
I guess potentially at this stage when there's not as many options.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll have to see what it makes at the box office. I think this is always the case for films like this. If they
Yeah.
do fail quite drastically at the box office, if this fails to make a splash, so to speak, I bet you, I guarantee there'll be like a news report out there somewhere that has that same joke.
Yeah, and
I just wanna
everybody
say,
will make fun of it.
it's an uncreative joke, but you know, it's okay when a channel on, you know,
Like
on
William
subscribers makes
Shakespeare.
it. Yeah, like William Shakespeare.
As far as other things though, Golden Globe, comedy musical, best actress, Halle Bailey. I think it can happen.
I think it can as well. Her performance seems to have gone down quite well. People are seeming to like her, especially these comedy musical categories at the Golden Globes. They're always pretty weak.
Yeah.
They're
And they
always
love
stretching
musicals
for stuff.
specifically.
Yes. Yeah. No, they definitely do. They definitely do. And if they're looking for stuff, if they're trying to, you know, potentially see someone who could slip in there.
Yeah, like they aren't supposed to. I mean, they did Emma Stone for Cruella, and like granted, Halle Bailey isn't Emma Stone, but
No.
they will eat up musicals. Like if you got a
Yeah.
musical, like I mean, they gave Rachel Zegler the win for West Side Story. Like they love musicals. So I think if that's happening, like I don't know. I don't think that she's gonna win, but I think that
No.
a nomination for actress comedy musical is very, very plausible.
Potentially.
And then like especially if it can be coupled with like a song nom or something like that.
Yep.
Like,
And the Globes as well. The Globes always go for the big names and songs. So yes, potentially it can get in there.
yeah. So I don't see it anywhere else. Like again, as far as text, I think it's like costumes, VFX, song. Like I don't know if there's anything more there.
No.
But yeah, I think that's generally the Little Mermaid. Again, I wasn't really for me, but I was very impressed by Halle Bailey.
Yes, I think, you know, that's probably a good way of summarizing. Yeah, similar thoughts all around. It was nothing. It didn't warrant its existence at all. Just go watch the original, I guess. Don't bother with this in cinemas.
The original isn't that good. Like, I'm sorry, it's not even like.
As I say, I haven't seen this since I was 5 years old.
Halle Bailey, go listen to Halle Bailey's recordings of the song.
Go listen to the recordings. Don't even listen to all of them. Just listen to Halle Bailey's recordings of the song.
Yes,
I promise you. You'll be thanking us for it.
Yes, she's great. Anyways, I'm gonna throw this a strong 4.
I'll give it a even stronger 3.
And all of those 7 points collectively, I presume, are for Halle Bailey.
Yes.
Cool.
Indeed.
Glad we can agree. Anyways, that's it. Halle Bailey's great, but this movie isn't. And thank you everybody for watching. And go do. I don't fuck off.